Welcome to the show. This election has been full of controversies such as...
You think they have control over their sexuality?
Absolutely.
You think being gay is a choice?
Absolutely.
This.
You could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
And this.
He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Yep, our politicians are up to their eyes in controversy. But I don't think there is any one person who has been deemed by a good portion of Americans as the most controversial than former First Lady, Senator, Secretary of State, and now Democratic presidential nominee and alleged reptile person Hillary Clinton. Along with her controversies come the conspiracies, and some of them are just outright hilarious, but you cannot take it away from her. Hillary has had a lucrative career in law and politics. From Arkansas to Washington, she's been all over the place. After graduating from Wellesley College in 1969, Hillary then went to Yale Law School and into JD in 1973. And in 1974, Hillary was a part of the impeachment inquiry staff who advised the House Committee of the Judiciary during the Watergate scandal, which would result in the resignation of President Nixon. Hillary would then move to Arkansas to practice law after failing the Washington, D.C. bar exam and passing the Arkansas exam. She lived in Arkansas alongside boyfriend and future President Bill Clinton, who was a teacher and candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives at the time. It was in Arkansas where people say her first scandal came about.
Hillary Clinton defended a rapist who molested a 12-year-old girl and then laughed about helping him get away with it.
So she's defending somebody she knows is guilty of raping a 12-year-old girl, gets him off, is laughing about it on tape.
Ooh, I mean, sounds pretty bad, right? I mean, Hillary Clinton, the self-proclaimed champion of women, defending a man accused of raping a 12-year-old girl and then laughing about it? What a terrible person. Why did she do this? Why would she volunteer to defend a child rapist who she knew was guilty and laugh about getting him a lesser sentence? Well, the answer is, she didn't. The videos you just saw and the claims made in them are so far from the truth that it pains me to talk about the stupidity of these accusations because people are going to vote for the Law Acts because of these so-called tapes. I have to explain this. Now, the tape is about 6 minutes long, and I'm not going to make you sit here and listen to the whole thing. If you want to, you can click the link below. But let me give you some insight into this scandal. In 1975, Hillary Clinton, then known as Hillary Rodham, taught at the University of Arkansas School of Law, where she founded the University of Arkansas School Legal Aid Clinic. It was during this time that she defended Thomas Alfred Taylor, a 41-year-old man accused of raping a 12-year-old girl. Before Hillary was even brought into this, Taylor requested that he wanted a female lawyer to defend him. And so that was when Washington County prosecutor named Marlon Gibson recommended Hillary to Judge Morton Cummings, who then assigned her to defend Taylor. And to make these claims even more outrageous, get this, Hillary actually went to meet the judge herself to tell him that she didn't want to take the case because defending Taylor, quote, made her feel uncomfortable taking on such a client. And she was refused removal and ordered to defend him. After being refused removal, Hillary then accepted her fate and said, quote, it was her obligation to defend Taylor to the best of her abilities, which it was. And as for the laughing part, Hillary says in the tape, of course he claimed he didn't and all this stuff. He took a lie detector test. I had him take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs, which is followed by laughter. Not once did Hillary laugh about getting the man a lesser sentence. She laughed about the results of the polygraph test ruining her faith in polygraphs, because all along she knew him to be guilty, but she still had to defend him. Whether it was an appropriate time to laugh is totally up to you. Now, don't take my defense of Hillary as an endorsement. There are many things I don't like about her. Whether it's her big money donations from Wall Street, shady dealings with Russia, or her really annoying speaking voice.
And so, my friends, it is with humility, determination, and boundless confidence in America's promise that I accept your nomination for President of the United States.
There's only one State in Washington, and Hillary is far, far, far from it, as her 30,000 emails released by WikiLeaks have shown us. Speaking of her emails, let's get the rundown on them for a minute. In 2001, after being elected to the Senate, Hillary set up a personal email system at her New York home, which she said was to use for business purposes, which she could have used for government purposes too, which is, at the time, totally legal. So you're in the clear, Hillary. However, the whole in the clear thing doesn't last very long. Because in 2005, when the State Department made it policy that day-to-day operations had to be conducted on government servers, Hillary just acted like that policy change just never happened, just like the Warriors are acting like they didn't drop that 3-1 lead. However, Hillary continued to use her own personal server after 2005, after 2009 when she left the Senate, all the way through 2013 when she left the Office of Secretary of State. In addition to all of this, the Inspector General determined that Clinton had had an obligation to inform the State Department about her use of a private email server. However, he, nor anyone else could find any evidence even suggesting that Hillary attempted to inform the State Department of the email server. Some have suggested that Clinton didn't inform the State Department of it due to the fact that she knew her request would be denied by the Bureau of Diplomatic Security and Information Resource Management. Then along comes the smoking gun. Take this man, for example, Najib R. Fernando, a man who is somewhat trained in computers, basically the Pink Panther of computers. He's just out there doing it, but we don't actually know whether he's capable or if he has the qualifications. Like, who are you, Pink Panther? Like, why are you pink? But getting back to the point. Mr. Fernando was a top campaign contributor to Hillary's 2008 campaign for president, giving maximum donations at each turn and served at a fundraising bundle for Clinton, gathering over $100,000 for her White House campaign in 2008. So, when Najib was appointed to the International Security Advisory Board, a committee dedicated to advising Hillary Clinton on the use of nuclear arms and other extremely important arms control issues, a committee that consisted of former cabinet members, nuclear scientists, and members of Congress, all of whom had no idea who the quiet guy at the end of the table was. This is the type of pay-to-play politics that people hate about Hillary, yet it makes Washington, D.C. revolve without becoming something as meaningless as another Trump scandal. We get it already, CNN. The man's a douche, and you don't need to go out of your way every single minute of every single day to prove it to us. As much as we wouldn't like it if there wasn't another video of him being degrading to women or complaining, they're still there, and will continue to surface until his toupee is a distant memory. And finally, we all know about it, and most conservatives like to scream this whenever Hillary's name is mentioned. It's guacamole. No. It's
Benghazi.
Benghazi.
Ron Benghazi.
Ben Franklin.
Benghazi.
Ah yes, Benghazi. It's basically been Fox News' headlining act for the past 4 years, and it's now unofficially Hillary's middle name. What happened on the night of September 11, 2012 is no joke. The US consulate in the city of Benghazi, Libya was attacked by unknown terrorists who killed 4 Americans, including Ambassador Christopher Stevens, while they were visiting the city from the capital, Tripoli. The rhetoric that has followed since the attack has been largely overstated and at times just not true at all. Like the assertion made by Republican members of Congress who said that the Obama administration could have taken steps to prevent this attack and didn't. These claims do not line up with any sort of evidence you'd call fact, so we'll move on. However, the lack of evidence and accusations against Obama and Clinton don't stop there. The Lieutenant Governor of Texas, David Dewhurst, last year said that President Obama should be impeached over the whole Benghazi issue. His reasoning? Obama watched the attacks happen live on camera and did nothing about it. Yeah, because Mohammed and his friends over there are standing outside the consulate in Libya filming a small war going on and shouting, "World Star!" This kind of blatant lying by our government representatives is ridiculous, and there has to come to an end. How Hillary ties into all of this is that she was the sitting Secretary of State, and an attack on a government office such as the consulate has to do with the State Department. Republicans blamed Hillary for the attack, saying outrageous things like she knew it was going to happen and did nothing, and she didn't care about the ambassador enough to protect him. So, did Hillary know that more protection was needed? The answer, according to PolitiFact, is no. Hillary was blamed for, quote, not responding to direct cables about the security, when in fact, there are no direct cables straight to her desk. Things climbed the chain of command, and Hillary said that it did not reach her personally, and there's no real way of knowing whether that's true or not. In retaliation to the attacks, Congress votes to form a committee to investigate this, and this committee would become the most brutal political witch hunt in modern American politics. The House Select Committee, as it's formerly known, was led by Republican Congressman Trey Gowdy of South Carolina, and was around for about 2 years to basically make Hillary Clinton look as bad as possible, all while claiming to be slowly finding a solution, only then to publish an 800-page final report that gave us no new information on the attacks, no new evidence to lead to some form of conclusion, and no evidence to suggest that there was any wrongdoing by the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. Basically, 12 congressmen and women pissed away $7 million of taxpayer money, all for a fake political scandal. And if you think I'm lying, then check this out.
Everybody thought Hillary Clinton was unbeatable, right? But we put together a Benghazi special committee, a select committee. What are her numbers today? Her numbers are dropping.
Thanks, congressional Republicans, for using the deaths of 4 Americans as a political scapegoat for your own agenda. That's the leadership hard-working Americans deserve. So, as I mentioned earlier, Hillary is no saint. And if you're looking for one, you aren't going to find one. And this will leave Americans profoundly confused when they get to the voting booth next month. So, if you don't know what to do with your ballot, maybe you should just kazoo it?
Just kazoo it!
I'm Ryan Smith. See you next week on Make America Great Britain Again.
Please clap.